Welcome all. In this video, I am going to talk about thin layer chromatography, that is TLC. At the end of this video, you will able to learn about TLC, that is thin layer chromatography, development of TLC, visualization of TLC, and the measurement of RF value. Thin layer chromatography depends on the separation principle, that is adsorption desorption. The separation based on the relative affinity of compounds towards both phases, that is the movement of compounds in the mobile phase over the surface of stationary phase, in such a way that the compounds which have higher affinity to the stationary phase move slowly while the other going to travel faster. Thin layer chromatography is a technique used to identify non-volatile compounds. The experiment is conducted on a sheet of aluminum foil, plastic or glass which is coated with a thin layer of adsorbent material. The material usually used is aluminum oxide, cellulose or silica gel. The mobile phase include use of non-polar or polar solvents like N-hexane, ethyl acetate, dichloromethane, methanol or other volatile solvents. Or you can use a mixture of solvent to get a clear separation of spots on TLC plate. After separation on TLC plate, each component appears as a spot separated vertically. Each spot has a retardation factor, that is RF, and that RF is nothing but the distance traveled by sample divided by distance traveled by solvent. So first we will learn about the loading of silica gel on glass plate. As this video is generally or basically made for BSc student, we are going to learn about how to load silica on glass plate. So first you have to take 3/4 of silica gel for TLC in a glass beaker of 100 ml. Then make a homogeneous fine slurry of it by using chloroform as a solvent. Then take a dry glass plate, dip enough into the slurry and remove it immediately and hold horizontally. Blow carefully to evaporate the chloroform. Then you have to remove silica from one side and also from the corners of the plate to get the better results. Or you may use a ready-made TLC plate which is having a loaded silica. Second part, that is the preparation of sample solutions. So for the sample solution preparation, you have to take little amount of substance, that is the reactant and product, in separate fusion tube, or you can use sample vial, and dilute the substances with sufficient amount of suitable solvents. Means your solvent should be such that in that particular solvent your substance must be soluble. For example, you can use acetone, ethyl acetate or methanol as a solvent. And after preparation of solvent or after preparation of sample solution, you must be remember that whatever sample solution you have prepared, it should be dilute or it should not be more concentrated to have a better separation of spots on TLC plate. Now generally we are doing an experiment in the laboratory, that is we are converting some reactant into the product by using some reagents. So when you are going to do this particular reaction in the laboratory, how to identify whether your reactant get converted into product? So the answer for this is the thin layer chromatography is one of the technique. By using that technique we can identify whether your reactant is get converted into product or not. So let's look at that. First you have to apply the sample spots on TLC plate, which is already we have prepared. Okay, so we have a sample solutions of reactant and product, and this is the actual picture of your TLC plate before or after application of sample spots. So here suppose this is a TLC plate. On that TLC plate you have to consider a imaginary baseline which is 1 centimeter from the base, and on that imaginary baseline you have to give 3 spots, one for reactant which is denoted by R, one for product which is denoted by P, and one for the mixture which is denoted by M. Mixture means there is a spots of both reactant and product we are going to apply. Then with the help of fine capillary we have to give spots of sample solution on TLC plate with the help of fine capillary. Then after giving a spots on TLC plate you have to develop the TLC in particular solvent. So for that you take beaker as a TLC chamber containing appropriate solvent which is supposed to be volatile in nature. So this is supposed to be beaker. In that beaker you have taken the volatile solvent. Now you have to put TLC plate inside the chamber and cover with lid, and you have to wait for the movement of solvent near up to the upper mark of silica gel. In our earlier picture or at the top picture you can see the upper mark of silica gel. So you have to wait till the movement of solvent from baseline to the upper mark of silica gel. Then you have to remove the plate and blow to evaporate the solvent, and you have to visualize this TLC plate under UV light or in iodine chamber. So before going to have discussion about the next part, you must have to concentrate on mobile phase, that is the solvent system. So which solvent system, as we have said appropriate solvent, so how to choose the appropriate solvent or how to choose the perfect solvent for the separation of spots on TLC plate. You need to start with the somewhat non-polar solvent. So this choice of mobile or solvent system or mobile phase or solvent system based on the polarity of sample. So for that purpose we start with the non-polar solvent. So basically we are using N-hexane or petroleum ether as a non-polar solvent, and then we are going to run the TLC plate and look at the separation of sample spots from baseline. If there is a clear-cut separation of sample spot from baseline, also from one another, which is we can visualize under UV chamber or iodine chamber, then it is okay for your separation. But if there is no separation of spots from the baseline as well as from one another, that time you need to go for another solvent system. That is what we are going to do. We have to increase the polarity of solvent system. So how to increase that? Just you can add some polar solvent like ethyl acetate into the non-polar solvent. So what we are doing, we are preparing 5% ethyl acetate solution in N-hexane, 10% ethyl acetate solution in N-hexane. So what you need to do, you have to run the TLC plate, or you have to run your TLC in 5% ethyl acetate in N-hexane solution. If you will get the separation of spots from baseline as well as from one another, then we say it is the solvent system for this particular separation. Or if you are not getting clear separation, then we can go for 10% ethyl acetate in N-hexane, or still we are not getting, then you can go for increasing the polarity of solvent to get a clear and good separation of spots on TLC plate. Or you may choose any other individual solvent which is volatile in nature for having different polarities of the substances. So after getting clear separation from baseline as well as the from one another of the spot, your picture of TLC plate look like this. Here we can see the spot of reactant is oval shape, spot of product is round shape or in circular. So this is just for our understanding. We have put the shapes of those reactant spot and product spot like this, and at the center we have spots of mixture. So in that central line we can see a clear separation of reactant spot and product spot from one another, and at the top we can see the solvent front line. So up to that mark there is a movement of solvent from baseline. Now you have to measure RF values of a reactant and product. To measure the RF values of reactant and product, you need to measure the distance which is traveled by solvent in centimeter. You have to also measure the distance traveled by reactant and distance traveled by product in centimeter. Once you have measurement of this distance traveled by reactant, distance traveled by solvent, distance traveled by your product from baseline, you can measure or you can calculate the RF value of reactant. Just you can put the value of a distance traveled by reactant and distance traveled by solvent, you will get the RF value of reactant. Also you can put the distance traveled by product and distance traveled by solvent in the formula, you can get the RF value of product. Likewise we can calculate the RF value of reactant and product. It is very important to note that the RF value is always less than 1 and it is unitless. RF value is always less than 1 and unitless. There are some disadvantages of thin layer chromatography. That is, the thin layer chromatography plates do not have longer stationary phase, as we are using glass plate. So, and we are going to adsorb the silica gel on glass plate. After some time there will be a loss of that silica gel from glass plate, or you'll have no longer stationary phase on glass plate. Then the results which are generated on TLC plate, or whatever results we are getting from TLC, are difficult to reproduce. Means as we are using a stationary phase which is going to be loaded on silica, silica going to be loaded on glass plate. Also we are using a mobile phase as a volatile solvent, so there may be a no exact similar kind of stationary phase as well as similar kind of mobile phase at the second time of your experiment. So therefore there is a less reproducibility in TLC. Then as TLC separates, or it is going to operate as on an open system, so therefore there are some factors like humidity and temperature are going to affect on the outcome of the TLC. Then the detection limit is high, and therefore if you want to lower the detection limit, you cannot use TLC for lower detection limit. And it is only a qualitative analysis technique and not the quantitative. It is only used to identify the conversion of reactant into product, or only used to identify how many number of compounds are present in that particular sample solution. So therefore only you can identify with the help of this technique, not able to quantify with the help of this technique. So thank you very much for your attention.